first let's talk about the blastocyst, what it looks like, and in the process of implantation as the cells of the blastocyst differentiate. Let's see what color. Okay, so looking at this blastocyst, what you're going to see is you can see the blastocele, or the cavity, which is this hollow space here. Here is the inner cell mass, right here. And this is the endometrial epithelium here. And that's what's going to be invaded. And remember that progesterone, remember from the reproductive lecture, and estrogen, but progesterone made that a really nice environment for the blastocyst to implant. And if the woman here had a 28-day cycle and ovulated on day 14, day 21 is the best day for implantation to occur. And if she ovulated on day 14, that would make her blastocyst about 6 to 7 days old. And that's about how long it takes it to get to the actual uterus and implant. So it all works out very nicely. So what happens is this blastocyst is going to further differentiate, and specifically the trophoblast, the cells surrounding and forming sort of the wall of the ball or the sphere, are going to differentiate into the syncytiotrophoblast and the cytotrophoblast. And the syncytiotrophoblast is the part that invades the endometrium. This is the darker part here. And a syncytium is when you have a group of individual cells that act as a unit. Remember when we talked about cardiovascular and I said that the heart is a functional syncytium because it's connected with all those gap junctions? Well, here the syncytium happens when the plasma membrane actually breaks down for these cells, and it just becomes this mass of multiple nuclei. So here are all these syncytiotrophoblast cells, and they just break down, plasma membrane breakdown, and it becomes this big mass that we call a syncytium. So a bunch of cells working together. And the syncytium is going to be invading the endometrium. It secretes enzymes. Hyaluronidase is one. It's the same enzyme used by sperm to invade the corona radiata. And this is a non-antigenic process, meaning that you should not have an immune response to this, although some women do. And the possible mechanisms underlying that are thought to be some of the reason why some women can't seem to maintain a pregnancy. For some reason, their uterus won't accept the implantation process because of an autoimmune response, really. Now, you should also be aware that in some situations you can get what's called an ectopic pregnancy, which is when a blastocyst implants somewhere other than the uterus, like the fallopian tube, and it can be life-threatening. This picture here is showing the actual event take place, which is really cool. So what are the cytotrophoblasts? Cyto means cell, and these are the cells that just maintain their plasma membrane and maintain that structure as the blastocyst is implanting. And it has to be fully implanted. It just doesn't get partially implanted. It has to be fully engulfed by the endometrium.